In other words, if you have a different narrative to the globalists, they're going to try to shut you down.
So how do you think that we can stop the globalist agenda? I think X is a good example. What we're doing is a good example. Satire, media, news is a good example to beat and fight the fake news. If we produce fake news, then the fake news is pushed in a corner to make sure they produce real news, the likes of CNN and the BBC. In your perspective and the work that you've been doing across the globe, how do you see that we reduce the momentum of the globalist agenda, if not, kill it completely?
Well, I think one thing's very clear. Because we've seen these censorship laws coming into place, not just in the United Kingdom, but in Ireland, Southern Ireland, in Canada, Bill C-63, in Scotland, my home country. We've seen them take this very extreme dictatorial dystopian way of shutting down free speech, because in actual fact their massive billions of budgets going into the lying mainstream media has only worked so far. And in actual fact, I believe they're actually losing the information war. And what was very apparent at the last Davos meeting, where the World Economic Forum were presiding with all these nations' leaders, was that they said that their primary focus wasn't on curing cancer or world peace or curing hunger in the third world countries. Nothing noble. What they said was their primary focus was on misinformation and disinformation. In other words, if you have a different narrative to the globalists, they're going to try to shut you down. So what we're seeing in the UK and some of these other countries is attempts by them to use legislation, globalist policies enacted by their puppets in government, to shut down free speech. Now, if you believe in your own argument and your own point of view, you'll happily debate that with somebody. But what they don't want is debate. They don't want public debate, because they know they're going to lose and they're being exposed for what they're really, really, truly up to. So, satire is a big part of countering that narrative. The memes that we see on Twitter and on your channel is great, because you're doing a fantastic job at drawing people's attention to it. And of course, by making fun of them, that also helps to erode their legitimacy.